Greetings everyone, 4Null here with another Bespoke Synth video. In this video I just wanted to go over how we could, with a very simple setup, or fairly simple, create some procedural music that has some backing chords and then another sound playing a lead sound, lead lines, little melodies, with very little work put into it. It's just getting the basic patch set up, and then you can make your chord progressions and they will run through this and do that. There'll be a backing chords being played and then a melody line, all off of the same pattern. Okay, so what I have here is we have two note canvases. Those are our two patterns. We have two synthesizers. One's a free VST called EW's Harp 2CE. The other one is a built-in module for Bespoke Synth. This is called Car Plus Strong. It's a plucked synth kind of a sound. And these are both running to my little mix channel. A little bit of EQ on this, nothing to note really. Then I have two event canvases. Now the event canvas over here, you can see every 32 measures it loops. It's got two tracks. On this track on the top, the red one, that's triggering this pattern. So when you see that red enabled, that means it's going to turn this on. And when the green's on, it's going to turn this one on. So these are two different chord progressions that I put in. You can see the notes on the screen. That's all there is to it. There's nothing out of the frame there. Both of these note canvases, they go to a note router, which then splits the signal two different ways, one to the harp, one to the Car Plus. Now the one that goes down to the harp, we're modifying which octave it's playing, and I'll talk about that in a second off the note canvas over there, or I mean the event canvas. It's just going to play straight the chords plus, changing the octave. It's going to play the chords of the pattern. We can hear that, so let's check that out real quick. All right, so you can hear that. And then the other one, the other route, I guess you could call it, it's going to an Appreciator before it goes to the Car Plus Strong. So if you're not familiar with Appreciators, basically what they do is they'll take the notes of a chord and split them out into individual notes. Or if you're just playing one note, it can play that note over and over, or it can play it and add an octave, so da-na-na-na-na, like that, or da-na-na-na-na-na, and you can change how it steps through. It can just go up, da-na-na-na-na-na, like that, or it can go down, it can go up and down. That's what these step settings are for. I don't mess with that here. You can change how fast, so when you hear the Appreciator just going boom, 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 that's going to be probably two notes, and four notes is boom, 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 and 8 would be ba 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 ba, or that was a triplet, da 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 da, like that. You get what I'm saying. And then the octaves on it, that's how many octaves to travel with each note. So if you have one note and octaves is set to 2, it's just going dun 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 dun. But if you're playing a chord, then it's going to play each note individually of the chord plus add that note with an octave change. So you can do a lot with an Appreciator. They're fun little things, and they've been used in analog and digital synthesizers forever. Since cavemen were around. Now, over here on this note canvas, you can see I'm repeating every 6 measures, not 8, not 4. We do that in procedural, when we're making like a procedural patch. You do something like this so that it doesn't repeat every time in the same place, so that sometimes on the 1, it's this setting, and other times on the 1 we're on this setting, and it just gives it a variety. It means it's not every loop the same. Okay, now let's check this out. Watch. We're both starting on the 1 on the right and the left. Now we're not starting on the 1 together. We're going through our 3rd time on the 8, and now we're going to be in sync again. So it took 3 times through the 8 to loop again. So 3 times 8 is 24. So that means we went 4 times through the pattern of 6 on the right, 4 for every 3. So the reason we do this in music sometimes is because it allows us to have an 8-note, an 8-beat pattern and a 6-beat pattern, and it actually creates a 24-beat pattern out of these 2 smaller patterns, just because they are repeating at different intervals. So bands like King Crimson and many bands, especially the prog rock bands, they would exploit this, and make, with some very simple patterns, they can make very complex sounding music by layering them from different intervals. Let's go through these tracks real quick. So the top, the red track, that's setting the interval, the pregio interval. So you can see here it's at 8 notes, and then it slows down to 4. So that's just gonna how fast the Appreciator is playing, sort of. On the second track, the green track, that's changing how many octaves the Appreciator plays. So it's just doing 2, and then it goes up to 3 over here. Then this blue one, that's changing the octave of the chord that's being played. So sometimes it's playing a higher octave of the chord, and then other times it's playing it lower. Okay, so let's just hear what the appreciated lines sound like. See, we got the faster, more notes. Slow it down. But when we hit this, you're going to hear higher notes sometimes come in. See, like that? That's perfect. It doesn't always do that. Okay, so let's hear them together. We'll hear the whole thing all together. So the chords plus the Appreciator. Here we go. Let it do the other part one more time before we stop it. So there you go. you know, it's not some master musical piece, but it does go to show, you know, with a little bit of setup, you have this machine. You could plug in your own chord progressions, your own sounds. You could add another pattern to it to give it more variety. There's a lot you could play with there, just for fun. You know, it doesn't even have to be for some grand finished product. But many times, if you just go deep with it, you know, you spend a couple hours and really dive deep and perfect the mix and everything, then you can end up with some really beautiful pieces. Definitely, Bespoke is an awesome tool. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and